Canon users eat baby food, and it's not that it's not delicious, it's just that I thought we came to a point where we didn't need that anymore. We grew on to nicer things, and Canon users think that they're cool, but they're not.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we have a lot to talk about today. We're on the Canon C70 with the 85mm 1.2 EF, of course, Mark 1. Come on now. Stopped it down a bit, and I just want to test a couple things today. We brought the RF 85mm Tony 2. I've locked it off. We're not autofocusing, but I'm about to turn it on, and that could be a mistake. Now I'm realizing the camera's tilted, and I'll fix that. Okay. When people say Canon dual pixel autofocus, I can't believe it. You have a something else, a Panasonic? What are you doing? Fuji? Let us know when you're on dual pixel autofocus level. I'm going to show you today that when you get about 30 feet away, Canon abandons your life. They think this is in face-only detection, so it's not going to focus on anything unless there's definitely a face. Watch what happens. It's about to lose my ass. You think I wouldn't love to just press record on the C70, come out here, pick a scene, okay, light, I have light shining in, glistening on the fall leaves, and then we just talk. Does it even have me? Highly unlikely. This was 4,000 Canadian dollars, and I can't even film a one-man show in nature. Watch it perform perfectly today and I look like a moron. What is that, a helicopter? Like those exist. Get out of my airspace. So today we talk a little bit about the frustrating hell that is my life as a Canon C70 owner, and we'll switch to the 85 RF lens soon so you can see what not having any 3D pop looks like. And I also brought the Sony just to have a chance at one thing being in focus with the ZV-E1 lens, and we'll see it. Oh, we'll see it. So you buy this Canon C70, and first, some are gonna say, Canon C70 is not the best autofocus. You should have had an R5 too. None of it's good. None of it. The R5 original, you would think, oh, that's like dual pixel Mark II. I doubt that was accurate, but it's not good. Inside, Fuji's better, Nikon's better, Sony's way better. Panasonic, I have to imagine, is better. It's been a long time since I tried one of those. But like, if you're close, dual pixel auto, like it's smooth. It's real nice. It's like beautiful, but you can't trust it. You turn your head one time and it keeps you if you're close. But as you walk to your doom, where's my doom? About 10 more feet. That's where it is. I'm challenging you with some strange lighting scenarios, a lot of in and out of the shade. I didn't plan that. I planned this angular tree, and that's my life right now. Huh? Come on. It's not a hard scene, like you're tracking a guy and he's walking. You should have me. This camera has my favorite image. You can't get better. Like for me to come out here, like this is beautiful. At home, skin tones out the yin-yang. Autofocus somewhat reliable there. But like even with the 24mm, if I'm close to the camera, there's a lot of pulsing, weird whipping actions in the background. I'm not a fan. Now I know I'm whining like a hissy fit baby without his diaper and he doesn't have a sucky toy. And I'm just like, come on mom, where's my apple juice type of thing. It's not like this camera is now trash because it won't track me from 900 feet away from the camera. It's just, it would have been nice if I could just press record and come out here and just count on it. It would be nice if I had a friend out here in the lonely forest, but I clearly don't. So like I did in the beginning, if I remembered which damn tree I focused on, I think it was that one, but it could have been this one. Is this even in the shot? It could have totally been that tree. They look identical. The hell's your problem, trees? Your brothers from the same father? The seed don't fall far from the father, you know what I mean? But in the opening scene, I stopped it down I focused on something, I went in, I exposed it, it was all manual, and that's what this camera probably is meant to do. It's not meant to have fun like this, where I can now change the scene to a more portrait style even though there's clouds somehow. Even though I don't see one, it keeps getting dark and bright for some reason. I love being able to like change and walk around. It's fun. To me, maybe not to you. I bet it is to you though. If I just stayed there the whole video, I'm blind. I look directly into the sun. All I see is flashing. Okay, we're not learning a whole heck of a lot here, but it's fun to move around and it's ridiculous. Let's switch to the RF-22 so you can see that 3D pop is not real on that thing. Okay, now we're on the Canon RF-85mm Tony-2, a Steinbeck gift, and I just experienced my first hellstorm that is trying to put the RF caps on when you don't line up the red piece to the thing. So next to 1.2 boy, even though I'm cropped in a touch, I want to compare these lenses like side by side. They're both 85, but I had the speed booster on that, and the only way I could even do this is if I used the 85 1.2 on a fringer to the Fuji, and then next to this one, but that's likely not going to happen ever. Don't you mess around with me. Now some say this lens isn't the fastest autofocusing. They're liars. They're lying to themselves. It's an interesting design. Budget optics are Canon's motto. That took way too long to say. I think I just had 3 strokes. So you might think, this is performing just fine. Uncle Camera Conspiracies doesn't know what he's talking about. This is very reliable and I don't trust a word he says. Never have, never will. The problem is, say you do choose to manually focus instead on that tree or that one. You think because you focused on this and you're here that you're now in focus because you're lining up your eye. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. No, there's something called assholeism with lens designs where it's like this field, a freaking dome in front of you. It's like, yeah, focus here, and then this will be in focus, and this also. You can't map it. It's an invisible hellstorm map. What are you supposed to do with it? So like that TT Artisan review, could you get a better lens for that budget? It's like $299. Thing was fantastic. I couldn't see a damn thing. I would focus on something. I ain't in the field. Where is it? So it's like, okay, I have all the tools that look like I could be in focus, but I never am. So like, did this lens have any pop? It's highly unlikely. Even their budget designs, which you would think could have this like vintage flair, okay, we're not gonna spend much, low element count, like whatever. No, they just go, it's like a cardboard cutout. Like there's no separation. It's a weird thing. That's why I like the pop. It's like, oh, I'm in the scene. Come with me into nature. Not, I'm gonna paste myself like a dead guy on the ground and chalk outline. No thanks to that detective. You'll never guess how I die in the end. But hot damn, if you get the right lighting, that Canon C70 image, like, you just fall in love immediately. What the hell was that? Did you autofocus on that? You better not have lost me. I was heading back just to see. We're good? Because you can't see it. If you're this far away from your camera, you have no way. This would have been the perfect spot to be filming in. This like this little pad area. I can run around in here. It's like, this is like my landing spot. Although there's no light there. It's coming right, it's split the tree. Okay, let's switch to the Sony ZV-E1 with the Siriu 85mm Tony 1.4 ghetto third-party lens, but it has more pop than you could ever desire. And will it Probably because I'm being all cocky. Watch how perfect Sony autofocus is. It's gonna lose me immediately. Ow! A little slow, admittedly, but I should have turned up the speed, because I noticed that with this lens it's like very slow, whereas most of them aren't on Sony. But now we see the potential of terrible skin tones, green hues everywhere, and disgusting Sony color science. There's just always something. I get the image home. If I didn't compare it side by side with something, I'd be okay, but I never am. And then I see it, the greens, the something is off. I'm just like, damn it. Damn you, Sony, you would be so perfect if you just had bought crayons once when you were like 3 years old and learned the primary colors and then the secondary ones. Don't focus on the secondary ones all the time. You know what I mean? Just come on over here. So hopefully it has me. Usually I can just be trusted out here. And even if I disappear from the scene, see, now I'm tempting fate. I'm tempting it hard. Can you see me? Am I in the shot? If it lost me though, eventually it's gonna get you back. That's the thing. It's like, okay, don't worry. Sure, you were gone for a second, but you have salmon pants. You got salmon pants, you're fine. This little camera, it's like you're thinking of C70, other things for some reason. This has everything and better, except the damn look. At some point, you're just gonna realize it. You're gonna seek it as I travel off to a better color science world. Something's off with it, man. I don't know how to fix it. I color grade. Sometimes I switch it to Canon colors. Other times I'm like, color space transform. I've tried phantom LUTs. I've tried it all, man. It's all my fault, definitely, but damn, you're just so easy to use. And I'm definitely in focus, and that's what I love. I could be. So now that I own every system almost, there's Canon with the C70, beautiful image, best dynamic range, pleasing skin tones, like that's amazing. Nikon Z6 III, it's like, sometimes it looks even better than the C70 and it's more reliable, except when I compared them last time. I don't know what that was. I changed my speed setting to +1 and that either ruined our lives or the lighting was just too challenging and there's a dog trying to kill me. So like, I don't know what happened there, but, and it was a Z lens instead of adapted. Like it's so much more reliable with the Canon EF lens. Is that dog coming to kill me? Not today, my friend. So it's like, beautiful Nikon look. Why would I need this even? Sony skin tone magic? A mother could love that face. I'll be honest with you, even though each of my 4 cameras has something terribly wrong with it, I love having the options and I don't want to get rid of any of them. I really love them. Like I love the Sony. Like you're not getting better for slow motion street videography and just the autofocus reliability and just, I know it the best. I've slept with Sony more than any of the other girls. Whereas the Canon's like, that's a much better look. Fuji, that's just a special look. Some prefer the colors, fill the Fuji to the Canon. And then you're the underdog, and it's funny to be that sometimes. And then Nikon, nobody's talking about Nikon, but they're better than all of them. Kind of, sometimes. Those red LUTs, they're stylized, but they're good. And the Z lenses have some vintage pop. I forgot to stop it down, but I was gonna compare it at this spot to Tony 2 of the EF lens. Huh? Are we seeing something there? Different, but the same. And then versus the punched in guy, he was also here at some point. Canon RF budget lens. Even though this lens is probably cheaper, they at least had some character and dignity, didn't they? They sure did. So like, we're not learning a whole lot today, but I've just noticed that I can't trust Canon and it's annoying. Probably can't trust any camera being this far, literally like 300 feet. Not one quarterback of the NFL could throw a ball to me from where you are. it's hard to even plan your shot. Like even if I did manually focus there, stay there, the lighting's gonna keep changing outside. Like there was no clouds here at all, or in the weather network at home. And now there's a whole covering. And so like how are you gonna plan for that? We were at 5,600 kelvins. Now it's cloudy day. Shit, that's like 6,100 kelvins. And I don't even have them. Where am I gonna get 4,000 kelvins at this hour? You can't. So it's like, even though you think you're planning your shot, I'm a professional filmmaker, bro. Look at exposure tweaks. I brought an ND filter. Come on. Something goes haywire. There's no planning for anything. So just use the tool you got and learn it well, because the less you know your camera, the worse your show is. Want to see a funny joke before I leave? I'm going to switch into Sony S-Cinetone and show you what Sony thinks is a cinematic color profile. Looks pretty nice so far. What's wrong with those colors? Nothing until a face comes into your life. And then this is Sony's idea of beauty somehow. This over red, just exasperated alien claws. You're bullshit, Sony, and you know it. It's probably better, isn't it? I hate when that happens. I try to prove a point. You're an asshole, Sony. I guess Sony color science is the only true way. And we will leave now. We learned not a damn thing. Thank you, Steinbeck, for the lens. Definitely not selling that RF. Not immediately. Love that. Guaranteed love it. So, I will not be buying a Canon 50mm 1.2 when I see a deal. That would be dumb. Zero needs for that. I'll leave. Sony Cinetone has blessed our hearts. Salmon pants down below. Bitcoin available. Subscribe for more videos.